We've been saying to you all for quite a while that there's not enough action in the world to compensate for misalignment. And yet, most of you are ready to get up and offer the action rather than take time to meditate for 15 minutes every day. And we said that deliberately in a very slow and strong way, wanting to get your attention because it is really important to hook into the energy that creates worlds. It's like saying, I'm going to vacuum the house, but I'm not going to plug the vacuum in. I'm going to move it all around, and I'm going to make all those marks on the rug, and I'm going to go to every corner of every room, but I don't have time to plug it in. And if anybody asks you, please tell them I vacuumed the house, because there's no corner of this house that I missed. In fact, some of it I went over twice. We're trying to get your attention that there are things that you can do that will empower you in ways that you don't yet know because you haven't allowed yourself to be empowered in that way. Then once you do it, you'll begin saying things like, oh, it really takes the edge off. It's easier to receive things. I find myself feeling better about things as they come to me. Life is easier and easier as it goes. More ideas are coming, not just the initial ideas, but the ideas that follow through and follow through and follow through. And you have to remember that the universe knows. Your inner being knows. And law of attraction has already assembled the vibrational counterpart to the people who will assist you. And when you find yourself in vibrational alignment with your own resources, then you'll start rendezvousing with them, and people will say just the right thing at the right time. New ideas will come. So these are the things that you will be giving up. You ready? We're going to give you a short list. It's not long. You're going to be giving up your need to justify your existence through hard work. And you're going to replace it with the intelligence that creates worlds. You're going to be giving up your concern about how anyone else views you, because they don't have time to focus upon you specifically enough to get the real picture anyway. So you just have to give up what anybody else thinks about what you're doing. And most important of all, you're going to give up, in large part, your attention to outcomes. And instead, you're going to enjoy the unfolding. And that's the biggest piece of all. Never mind how it turns out. It's got to turn out good if this feels good. If this feels good, it's going to be good over there. And if this feels good, then this is going to feel good and it's going to be good over there. But I don't care how it's going to turn out over there, because this feels good and it's going to be good over there. But it doesn't matter to me how it turns out over there, because this feels good. And if this feels good, then this is going to feel good. And it doesn't matter how it turns out over there, because this is the only thing that I'm focused upon. And as you stop putting your nose in the business that isn't yours and put your attention only upon this moment, when your only business is feeling good and being in the replenishing mode, then, you're going to have endless energy, and the ideas are going to keep coming, and the people are going to come to assist you. And then people are going to stand back in astonishment, and they're going to behold you as someone who has this magnificent success and who is doing it with such ease. And they will want to applaud you, and you will look at them and you will think, I don't care about your accolades. I don't care about what you think about me. It doesn't matter how I'm revered, because I hooked into this power and I can feel the power of it. And this is what it's about for me. It's about the replenishing mode. It's about the receiving mode. It's not about the outcome. We want so much to say this in a way that you can hear it. When the outcome doesn't matter, it's only the energy that's flowing now. That's all that matters. And it's got to be all that matters, because it's all you've got control over, you see. So you've been just trying to get too far down the road in everything, and that is burdensome, because you're not ready for that. You're ready for this. And then ready for this, 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 and 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 this, and this, ready for this, and this, and this, and this, and ready for these, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and ready for this, and this, and ready for this, and this, and this, and ready for this, and this, and this, and feeling so much power, because you're on point with all of it. You're dancing with the universe. You're in the right place at the right time. The ideas are flowing. Someone else is there to meet you, and more is coming, and more is coming, and more is coming, and more is coming. And for the first time ever, it's not overwhelming, because you're not trying to be the engine that makes it happen. You're letting the energy that creates worlds be it, and you're just receiving your part in it and just sort of dancing along the way with it. See the difference? Really good. Really good.
Been trying to find it, been living on my mind. What should I leave behind me? Looking for something, don't wanna live for nothing. I could settle right now, or I could jump so high. One route, like there is no way out. They never teach you to reach the stars. No doubt, I'm feeling better now. Give it a try, now enjoy the ride. So if I fall, better than I tried, instead of nothing at all. Yeah, I can say it's my fault, I really don't want it, at least I give it a go. So if I fall, better than I tried, instead of nothing at all. Yeah, I can say it's my fault, I really don't want it, at least I give it a go. Been trying to fix it and find
Grand evening. Welcome to Tranquil Thursday with Warrior Spirit. I am a master healer, I am a meditation mystic, and I am a warrior of love. Tonight on Tranquil Thursday, we're going to be going over part 3 of the series I created, Awakening Your Reality, a Spiritual Guide to Transformation. We're going to start with a little bit of sage to cleanse the energy. Anything that is not serving you, anything that's been bothering you, anything at all that you want to let go of, you can picture it alleviating itself from your aura. All right. We're going to start with gratitude like we do every Thursday and every morning for meditation mornings. If you have anything you're grateful for, I'd love to see it in the chats. I'm grateful for God, universe, source, creator, great spirit, all one and the same. It matters not the name. I'm grateful for my heart to deeply love. I'm grateful to be of service. I'm grateful for my family and my friends and my team. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for Florida. I'm grateful for my family. Did I say that already? I'm grateful for each and every one of you, whether you're watching the recording or you're here live with me. I really appreciate you all. It's one of my greatest desires and passions to take what I've learned and how I've transformed my life and share it with all of you. So today I'm gonna go over parts 1 and 2 real quick, and then we're gonna jump into part 3. So part 1 of Awakening Your Reality began with the pivotal point of sick and tired of being sick and tired. So once you reach that point and pivotal point of sick and tired of being sick and tired, there are many things that come along with that realization. And once you can look at your behavior, look at yourself, look into what you're creating for yourself, then we go into deprogram mode. Deprogram mode was different ways to begin to, give me 1 second, I'm sorry. You're distracting me, Mom. I love you. I don't know what you mean, you hear me speak but not live. I'm so sorry you can't see me. That's what you meant. I got you. So deprogram mode was, just different ways to begin to take your thought patterns from your brain, ones that you live within, and how do we deprogram? If you check out my YouTube at Warrior Spirit 16, you can see the first part and the second part. The second part went into beginning your reprogram, which is, you're going to be reprogramming over and over and over and over. So, and then it goes into routine and ritual. What are you doing for yourself in the morning? How do you start your day? What are the things that you do to choose you before you touch your phone? Those things. So you can check out the YouTube for part 2 of that. Thank you. It's from the green juice. So today we're going to go into a few more steps along the process. The first step today for part 3 is repetition. So repetition, the power of repetition is a potent energy. When we repeat, we move toward mastering of something. We acknowledge there's this giant task, and with frequent small actions, you can master that. Sort of like having a goal, So You can also create habits for yourself. That's what repetition does. It creates habits for you. And a lot of times when you look at your habits and you look at your life, you notice, the first things you notice are the bad habits that you have. Oh, I do this, I smoke cigarettes, I Netflix and chill all day, I don't have much of a burning desire to do anything. There are different habits that we have, sitting watching TV all day. There are different habits that we have that may be negative, that bring us to a lower vibration and we don't even realize it. So, existing within repetition of positive habits, you're creating those positive habits. So the different negative habits that you have, they can be deprogrammed and reprogrammed with these positive repetitious habits. When I began my morning routine, which I went over in the second part of this, as I took time, each thing grew. So I was able to add things as I became more and more repetitious and consistent with the behaviors. I was able to add things to my routine. At this point, it's a 2-hour routine, and it's for me. It's just for me. So can you imagine how good it feels to do something for yourself each morning before you talk to anybody, before you have any input of social medias, computers, phones in general? You're setting yourself up and setting a stage for yourself. Those, the more senses that a concept touches, the deeper embedded it becomes. So that's a huge part of repetition. The more you do these things, and you can add all the 5 senses into your program. This is the program. It becomes deeper embedded within that program in your mind. It requires patience and realization of delayed gratification. Repetition it may sound simple, but it's so profound. It's profound to utilize something when we realize that this culture is about gratification, the quick hits of dopamine, the quick hits. That's social media for you, and these 3-second videos, and all of the different pieces that become instant gratification for us. Just like fast food. Fast food is designed purposefully. It's so bad for you, and that is one of the things that is purposefully implanted due to the fact that we are in a culture of instant gratification. Being in a culture of instant gratification, you have to recognize that with your small repetitious habits, with delayed gratification, in the near future, the compound effect takes over, and it becomes something for you that is a positive creation of more positive habits for you. And it forms new pathways in your brain. That's part of the deprogram and the reprogram. We are continuing to do small things each day, little things toward our goal. That's the bigger goal. And those things that we are creating with that repetition and consistency, we are creating new neural pathways in the program. We have been programmed, no matter what age you are, we've been programmed. We've been programmed by our teachers, our parents, the news, TV shows, Netflix, commercials, the newspaper, magazines. There's so many different pieces that have been sensory downloaded within our brainscape that affect us in a negative way. So by you repeating over and over these positive creational habits that you're doing for yourself, you're creating a new program in your mind, a program that starts your day with you, a program that is much more positive energy. And so then number 2 for today, for part 3, is to revisit your patterns. It would behoove you to check out the YouTube and watch part 1 and 2 because it all kind of ties together. So revisiting your patterns, when we were in deprogram mode, part of it was to review your patterns. What are the things that I do all the time? What is the auto response? Because our brain is a program, we may not recognize that we exist on an auto response a lot of the times. The auto response in our brain is designed from the program. So, keying into your awareness of the things that remain on autoplay within your systems is a huge piece of revisiting your patterns. So, what are the things you do? Just even on a daily basis, look at your patterns. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? When when the clock strikes noon, what are you doing? What are the regular daily habits that infuse your life? When you look at those things, that's where your patterns are created. So revisiting your patterns, it removes you from the comfort zone. There can be no growth within your comfort zone. I know that all of us are searching for this feeling of feel good, because that's what we should be doing. We should be feeling, I hate the word should, but the feeling of joy, the feeling of what really lights you up, that's what you want to be grasping for. So a lot of people are like, well, that's not joyful then to be out of my comfort zone. But it actually is, because when we push ourselves out of the comfort zone, we enter what's called the growth zone. And when we're in the growth zone, we may be so uncomfortable, but we're learning and we're pushing forth. We're growing and expanding our consciousness, our energy field. It also challenges your belief systems. When you're looking at your patterns and you're taking yourself back in your timeline, looking at how it affected you and what it's done, what have these patterns created for you in your life? There have been many times when I was talking to a family member and I may have said the same thing to see how that they would react. Now, part of the revisiting of the patterns is within your belief systems. So the auto programming that we don't even realize we're on affects us and all the people around us. For instance, one of my older relatives, I came over and visited, and I was saying, "How are you?" And the first thing that people are inclined to do is tell you a long list of all the things that are wrong with them, and that's part of the auto program. I did an experiment with this older relative, and it took me 50 minutes to break her of the auto program, the auto response, the things that she always says, the things that she's always coming to the table with every single time. And once I was able to break that auto response, she even recognized the difference in the energy, because I explained it to her after. So digging deep on how you became the you that you are is a big piece of revisiting these patterns. So as we revisit our patterns, we tie that in with repetition. So when you're going back in your timeline, you're looking over your patterns, you're evaluating your behaviors and the things that you do on a regular basis, it's bringing you out of your comfort zone. So, that is a big piece of it, because a lot of us sit in our comfort zone and believe that that's gonna be something that'll change. But if you're doing the same things always, we know the old adage, if you do the same things over and over again, expecting a different result, that's insane. So revisiting your patterns is a key into your awareness. The awareness of what you've been programmed with. And then we work the reprogram version 1, 2, 3, because it takes more than one time to reprogram. It takes the consistent repetition that we're talking about in step 1, repetition for today. And so when we move from repetition to revisiting the patterns, it's a way to key in with yourself, and if you're not doing that, nobody else will. who is going to evaluate you? I mean, maybe if you work a job, you have a boss and they evaluate your performance at work. But who evaluates your life performance? It's got to be you. Each and every day, the energy that you hold is a powerful energy. Whether you move into a low vibration with it or a high vibration, either way, it's powerful. So where are we revisiting when we revisit our patterns? When I used to revisit my patterns, sometimes I would slip right back into them because I was, everything's energy. So you have to take heed and pay attention to the awarenesses that you're being given when you're revisiting these patterns. And then today, step 3, I believe hold on a second. Step 2 of last week was morning routine, the rising ritual, and the importance of what that is and how that works. So step 3 tonight, for part 3, is the night routine. The night routine is not as long as the day routine, the rising ritual. My rising ritual is 2 hours long. Night routine, maybe 30 minutes. But that 30 minutes before bed is a very important 30 minutes to how your next day will be. As a reference to a book that I was given by Neno Torres, it is called Feeling is the Secret. It has a chapter on sleep that is highly informative. If you want to get the book, it is a 33-page book, and it is intense. It's the key to manifestation. I had learned many things and much about manifestation all through the years of my life. But when I was able to find, when Neno gave me that book, I had major breakthrough because there was a piece missing that I didn't know about. So the night routine before bed, your thoughts, let me start with just the routine itself. So what I do for my night routine is I journal in my journal. I listen to chapter 3 of The Power of Awareness. I'm sorry, it's not chapter 3. I think I'm gonna have to check out what chapter 3 is though. Let me write that down, because that was one of those things. It's chapter 12 of The Power of Awareness, Subjective Control. And it's about a 3-minute and 30-second audio. And I fill my brain with all of the things that I desire, my goals, my dreams, and I do tapping, which is called the Callahan technique. You can look it up. The tapping is a very powerful technique to implant within the meridians of your being. So the night routine, the thoughts is a huge piece of what we're doing for our next day. The most supple time for us to create is the few minutes before sleep. What you're putting in your brain, what you implant into your subconscious as you're falling into sleep, is what is like cooking in the kitchen while you sleep and then comes to fruition in the conscious waking world when you wake up. Don't let that go over your head. The thoughts you think right before bed, they're cooking within your subconscious. And that is what comes to reality when you wake and you start your day. Many, many, many people lay in bed before bed and they're thinking about all the stress, they're thinking about all the things that went wrong, what they could have done better, all these different things. When in reality, if you fill your mind, your subconscious, with positive thoughts, affirmations, goals, dreams, all of these different pieces, it is the most supple time for creation right before sleep. So it's like how we set ourselves up for a good day the next day. And the more that we do this, the more it becomes second nature. Like my night routine is like life. And to fill myself with positivity, goals, my dreams, all the things I want to create right before bed, it catapults through the systems. What happens in sleep, it's like you're cooking in the kitchen. And I love that analogy because paying attention to your thoughts right before bed is so important. Check out that chapter on sleep in the book Feeling is a Secret. And that is about it for tonight. We are going to do a meditation. We're going to do a meditation. Wait 1 second. On shedding the old patterns, which ties in with the concepts of tonight that we discussed. So if you want to get into a comfortable position, we are going to begin in 1 moment. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to put a little bit of music on. All right. So we're going to do a meditation on shedding old patterns. We're going to start with 3 deep breaths to center our being into the nose, hold, and slowly out through the mouth. Now let's take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Welcome to this sacred journey on shedding old patterns, where we release the ties that bind us and invite transformation. Find a tranquil space to sit or lay down and gently close your eyes. Allow the outside world to slip away and embrace the serenity of this moment. Begin with a deep breath, inhaling the crisp, invigorating air of change. As you exhale, visualize a cocoon of golden light surrounding you, a cocoon that will cradle you through this process of shedding. Feel it wrap around you, a protective and nurturing embrace. Picture in your mind the patterns that have held you captive, the habits and beliefs that no longer serve your highest self. See them as tangled threads woven into the fabric of your being. With each breath, sense the cocoon's gentle golden light penetrating these threads, gently loosening their grip. Envision yourself as a magnificent tree with roots that extend deep into the earth and branches that reach toward the heavens. These roots represent the patterns that have anchored you to the past, while the branches symbolize your potential for growth and transformation. With each inhale, draw in the energy of earth through your roots, grounding you in the present moment. With each exhale, release the patterns that no longer align with your true self. allowing them to dissolve into the earth, to be recycled and transformed. As you continue to breathe, visualize your branches reaching up towards the sky, towards the infinite possibilities that await you. Feel the cosmic energy flowing through your branches, infusing you with the wisdom and guidance to shed old patterns. Shift your focus to the heart center, the seat of your emotions. Imagine a radiant sun at the core of your heart, its golden light pulsating with the warmth of love. And this light is self-compassion, the love and forgiveness you offer yourself as you shed these patterns. With each breath, let this heart-centered light expand, radiating love and acceptance to every part of your being. As you do, sense any resistance or self-judgment melting away, replaced by a gentle understanding of your journey. Visualize yourself stepping out of the cocoon of old patterns, emerging as a butterfly, free and transformed. Feel the lightness and liberation of that comes with shedding the old, like a weight lifted from your shoulders. You are now ready to embrace the beauty of your authentic self. As you soar on the wings of transformation, know that you have the power to create new patterns that align with your highest potential. Envision these patterns as a tapestry of vibrant colors, weaving a future that is uniquely yours. With each breath, affirm your intention to embrace these new patterns, to live a life that is in harmony with your true self. See yourself walking a path of authenticity, guided by your inner wisdom and intuition. In this sacred space, take a moment to listen, to connect with your inner self, and to receive any insights or guidance that may come to you. Trust in your inner wisdom and know that it will light the way as you continue on your journey of shedding and growth. As we gently conclude this journey, bring your awareness back to your breath, the steady rhythm that grounds you in the present moment. Feel the lightness within you, the freedom that comes with shedding old patterns. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes, knowing that you are now on a path of transformation and authenticity. Embrace this newfound sense of liberation and trust in your ability to create a life that reflects your true self. Namaste. We are going to end with one of my favorite prayers. If you want to rub your hands together, activating the heart chakra and the hand chakras. And place your hands on heart center. Spirit keeper of the east, brother eagle, be with me. Fly high as you carry my prayers to the Creator. May I have eyes as sharp as yours so I am able to see truth and hope on the path I have chosen. Guide my step and give me courage to walk the circle of my life with honesty and dignity. Spirit keeper of the south, wolf, be with me. Help me to remember to love and to feel compassion for all mankind. Help me to walk my path with joy and love for myself and for others. The four-leggeds, the winged ones, the plants, and all of creation upon Mother Earth. Show me it is right for me to make decisions with my heart, even if at times my heart is hurt. Help me to grow and nurture my self-worth in all ways. Spirit keeper of the West, brown bear, bring healing to those I love and to myself. Bring into balance the physical, mental, and spiritual so I am able to know my place on this earth. Heal my body, heal my mind, and bring light and joy and awareness to my spirit. Spirit keeper of the North, white buffalo, be with me. As each day passes, help me to surrender with grace the things of my youth. Help me to listen to the quiet and find serenity and comfort in the silence. Give me wisdom so I am able to make wise choices on all things that which are put in front of me. And when my time for my change of worlds comes, let me go without regrets for the things I neglected to do as I walk my path. Mother Earth, thank you for your beauty and for all you have given me. Remind me to never take more than I need, and remind me to always give back more than I take. Creator, it is I. Thank you for today's sunrise, for the breath of life within me, and for all of your creations. Creator, hear my prayer, honor my prayer, and so it is, and so it shall be. And I wish you all just a fantastic, excellent, amazing, wonderful night. And remember, Warrior Spirit loves you.